Recently, Asmon Gold put out a video talking about how all online games are structured the same. He talks about the futility and Sisyphean tasks on a schedule for rewards that one feels bad for missing, and some other things. I've been thinking about online games for a while, and I have a little bit to add to this. While everything Asmon talked about is pretty much spot on, and you should definitely watch his video in the microbial chance you haven't already, I want to offer another perspective to these homogeneous systems and compare two specific games that I think are as antonymous to each other as possible in today's online gaming landscape. The two games are representatives of different reasons why we play games. One represents playing games for fun, and the other represents playing for rewards. The two games are Final Fantasy XIV and Lost Ark. As a disclaimer, I am not trying to shit on either of the two games. I will simply point out what I have observed, having played both of them for hundreds, if not thousands of hours in the past. To be perfectly clear, I really enjoyed both games for different reasons, and I stopped playing both games for the same reason. Isn't that interesting? One last thing. FF14 and Lost Ark are simply examples. You can easily draw parallels to other games that do similar or the exact same things. I'm not trying to single anything out, I'm taking two games for easy comparison of the ubiquitous symptoms. This topic has been a real epiphany similar to what Asmon seems to have gone through, and it happened some time ago for me. I was watching a Dr. K video. I apologize, I do not recall which it was specifically, but it talked about doing things, or in our case, playing a game, for rewards instead of for the sake of simply doing the thing. It talked about being in the present moment and not always looking towards the next thing in anticipation, and what it looks like in the long term if you do things to satisfy goals or achieve rewards. I was not very pleased at first because the parallels were so easy to draw, but it also made me realize why do I feel so unexcited and even reluctant to boot up the game I thought I love for such a long time. Let's start with FF14. I'm not going to go into tons of details because I feel not all of that is relevant. I will highlight one specific thing that informs the entire structure of FF14. I'm pretty sure if you are a current or past player of FF14 that took the game somewhat seriously in some way, you would agree that Final Fantasy XIV has always had a big problem with rewards. In short, the rewards have always sucked ass. In the sense that the game doesn't really have anything to reward you with. It was a huge meme when Variant and Criterion dungeons came out, which were highly anticipated because it was finally high-end, challenging, 4-man content. But the rewards you could look forward to were materia. Frickin' materia, man! The game doesn't have progression currencies like Lost Ark. By that I mean not as many. There are tomes, but that's kinda it. You don't hone your gear. So that's one massive avenue of rewards that's just not there. And this would be the kind of reward you would feel the most bad about missing out on. The game also absolutely hates giving you more ways to obtain gear outside of raids, alliance raids, and tomes. That's why it's all cosmetics, orchestrion rolls, dice, portrait frames, mounts, furniture for housing, and all kinds of little meaningless things that you may or may not care about, but you most definitely do not need. It's basically never progression. It's catch-up gear at best. This is why the rewards are perceived as bad. Now my crackpot theory is that they are making the rewards quote-unquote bad so that people would play the game for fun. Because they like the world, the characters, the story, experiencing new raids, hanging out with friends or strangers in RP clubs, crafting stuff for market board or raiders, or any other reason that is not the rewards from the developers. I choose to believe this is the intention and not that they just can't figure out the rewards after more than 10 years of arguably successful service. My favorite streamer that I used to watch a lot for rating advice and strats said things like, "You think I'm doing Ultimate for the shitty title? Or the weapon glam? Hell no. I don't give a shit about That? I love the prog. I love playing the game. Man mode! You can probably guess who that is. I'm not saying that nobody plays FF14 for the rewards, but something is telling me that those people are the most miserable enjoyers of the game in the community, and they don't even realize why that is. Why are they so miserable? Contrasting this with Lost Ark, the entire game is completely structured around rewards. You log in, you get reward. Check out what you can do today. You got all these meters and bars that need to be depleted. Chaos dungeons, progression rewards. Abyss dungeons, gold and progression rewards. Unas dailies, weeklies for gold reward. Raids for progression and gold reward. The reason why you would do the quote-unquote fun world content, which are islands and various events in the world, is again progression rewards. The abhorrent cards system. Go here at this time to get this thing you need. Do this with 6 alts to collect all possible rewards so that you can keep up. And keeping up is the keyword here. I don't even want to call these games online games anymore. I want to call them upkeep games. And they are all so tiresome and exhausting. If you want to play Lost Ark for fun, it might be possible, but you would straight up have to assume the all-powerful ostrich stance and put your head in the sand and ignore the ever-present bombardment of systems, mechanics, and ads that are trying to make you feel bad. Playing for rewards is a road to hell, and you may not even know that you are doing it. If you feel like gaming sucks these days, examine what you are playing and why. And I mean, why are you playing these games? Maybe you are not playing to play the game. Maybe you are captured by the system that hijacks your mind. And trust me, they got an army of people whose job it is to capture your mind. You are outnumbered and outgunned. Best defense is awareness and introspection. To help with that, I have devised some questions to ask yourself. Is this an upkeep game? Am I okay with that? Would I enjoy the act of playing the game if I didn't get any rewards out of it? Is the game trying to make me feel bad for not playing it? This is the biggest, most important red flag. I'm not gonna tell you how to respond to this realization. That's gonna be personal and up to you. But this is the realization that needs to be made the most. To tie it back to why I quit both games, at some point I did play FF14 for rewards, and that is when I realized I indeed don't have to do the raids every week. I don't care about the gear. It doesn't matter. It's not even that strong or different. The game is balanced around crafted gear. So why do I care about the savage gear? It does not matter. And frankly, I did not have fun playing the game anymore. And I have a lot of games that I wanna play. So I just could not continue playing it. With Lost Ark, it's pretty much self-explanatory. You play the game for rewards by default, and I got tired of that after about 500 hours, so that was it. Lost Ark demands so much of your time, and it's spent playing for rewards. And once again, I have so many games I want to play, so that's it. Goodbye. To wrap it up, I want to echo what Asmon said in his own video. If you are having fun, then that's that. There are no justifications or explanations to be made. To that, I would add one thing. Enjoyment alone can carry you so far. I would suggest examining and finding whether you can also derive satisfaction while playing a game. That works pretty well for me, but that's a whole another topic. Alright, that about covers it. Don't get bamboozled by the carrots, play for fun and satisfaction, look to what you care about and not how you compare to others. And you just might be able to enjoy games again. Sometimes we are the architects of our own doom. Thanks for listening.